Today, we're diving into a massive vehicle recall that's affecting two major brands, Genesis and Kia. But the really interesting part of this story isn't just the huge numbers. It's about how one seemingly tiny mistake on the factory floor can lead to a very serious fire risk. So let me just ask you this, right off the bat. Could your car be hiding a dangerous secret? I know, it's a kind of startling thought, but for hundreds of thousands of car owners out there, it's a very real possibility they need to think about right now. Just picture this for a second. You park your car after a totally normal drive. Everything seems perfectly fine, but under the hood, a tiny, slow fuel leak has started. You can't smell it, you can't hear it, you can't see it. But as all that heat from the engine builds up, you're getting the perfect conditions for a fire. The formula for an engine fire is surprisingly simple, right? All you need is fuel, a source of heat, and an enclosed space, like an engine bay. And this isn't some rare freak accident we're talking about. Nope, it's the very real danger that's at the heart of this recall, and it's affecting a huge number of popular, modern cars on the road today. Okay, so let's get down to the hard facts. The official recall from Genesis and Kia. Now, they're both part of the Hyundai Motor Group, which is important because the problem actually comes from a shared issue in how they were built. So just how many cars are we really talking about here? Well, first up, we've got Genesis. The recall covers just under 95,000 of their luxury sedans and SUVs. Now, that alone is a pretty big number, especially for a premium brand. But then you add Kia into the mix, and they were calling over 141,000 of their super powerful minivans for the exact same problem. So when you put it all together, we're looking at a grand total of more than 235,000 vehicles just in the US that need to be checked out for this fire risk as soon as possible. Okay, this is the crucial information, so pay close attention. For Genesis, we're talking about the G80 and GV80 from 2021 to 2025, also the GV70 from 2022 to 2026, and the G90 from 2023 to 2025. Now for Kia, it's the Carnival minivan from model years 2022 all the way to 2026. Go ahead, take a second and check this list. If your car is on it, this next part is for you. So what on earth actually went wrong here? Honestly, this is the most fascinating part of the whole story. It wasn't some bad design or a defective engine part. It was something much, much smaller than that. And this is the key thing to understand. We are not talking about a flawed part. The component itself, a little crossover fuel pipe, is totally fine. The problem was an assembly error, a simple human mistake in how that part was put on the car in the first place. To really get this, we've got to talk about something called torque. Now don't worry, it sounds technical, but it's simple. Think about tightening the lid on a jar. If it's too loose, it leaks, right? Too tight, and you might crack the lid. Well, in manufacturing, torque is that exact same idea. It's just measured with incredible precision to make sure every connection is just right. And that's it. That's the whole problem. The little fasteners on the fuel pipe just weren't tightened to the right spec when the car was being built. So over time, the normal vibrations from the engine can cause that connection to loosen up, and that lets fuel seep out. Just a tiny error in rotational force, leading to a major safety hazard. Okay, so if your car is on that list, what do you need to do right now? Let's walk through the absolutely critical next steps. First things first, the emergency plan. If you smell fuel inside or even just around your car, do not ignore it. Stop driving as soon as you can do it safely. And this is the most important part. Park your vehicle outside, away from your house, away from your garage, away from any buildings. Now, the good news is the official fix is really straightforward. You'll take your car to the dealer, and the technicians will inspect that fuel pipe. They'll either tighten it to the correct spec, or if they actually find a leak, they'll just replace the part entirely. And here's the best part. The entire repair is completely free of charge. Here is all the contact info you're going to need. You can call Genesis or Kia customer service directly, or you can get in touch with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. That's the NHTSA. You can also pop over to the NHTSA website and check your car's vehicle identification number, your VIN, to confirm if it's part of this recall. Every car has a unique one, and it's the fastest way to check for any recalls at all. Let's just zoom out for a second and talk about what a recall really means, because it's actually a super important part of the whole car safety system. Getting a recall notice doesn't mean your car is a lemon or fundamentally unsafe. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. It shows that the safety systems that are designed to catch these problems are actually working. They find potential issues and create a way to fix them before they can cause widespread harm. let's be real. Modern cars are incredibly complex machines. In any kind of engineering, tiny errors can slip through, but they can have really big consequences down the line. Recalls are basically the essential built-in undo button to make sure our cars stay safe for the long haul. So yeah, this one recall affects over 235,000 cars, but literally millions of cars get recalled every single year for all sorts of reasons. And you know what? It only takes a minute to check your car's VIN on the NHTSA website. So I'll leave you with this question. When was the last time you checked yours?